Salome. Today we're going to tackle the question, what is creation energy? And for this question, I'm going to turn to Billy Edward Albert Meier's recent book. It's only in German at the moment, but it's The Teaching of the Creation Energy, Teaching of the Truth, Teaching of the Creation Energy, Teaching of Life. And I'm just going to draw from some of the information in this book and roughly translate, but kind of in my own thought process, just to get an idea of what creation energy is and why I think it's valuable for myself personally. I also think it's of great value for people to consider what creation energy is and how it drives everybody's life, the force of life, the power of life. So, from page 2, I'm just going to kind of almost bullet point, half translate, half bullet point, and let's see if we can get some information. So Billy Edward Albert Meyer in this book speaks of the creation energy, amongst other things, and the creation energy. So everything in the existence of the life of the human being that arises, that happens, is only possible through the use of the creation energy. Because solely and alone it's this energy that is responsible for everything that happens and arises and occurs. Without the working of this energy results nothing, because it is the alpha and omega of all becoming, existing, working and passing. Consequently, without the creation energy, nothing can be or happen. To understand that the origin, is a German prefix, kind of translates as primal or original, and the seven times 7 is significant in the fact that the times 7 origin refers to a sevenfold, the sevenfold nature of the creation and its evolution. The creation, according to the teaching, the creation operates in 7 times 7, sevenfold evolution, structure, everything works in sevens. So the origin of all existence arose through the becoming of the creation energy. So this says that actually the creation energy is the origin of all life. Everything that exists is from creation energy, comes from creation energy. And this creation energy, according to the creation energy teaching, this creation energy arose out of something referred to as nihilo, which is absolutely nothing, isn't anything that we can imagine. There's nothing that exists in nothing. There's nothing, no life forms or any kind of existence form. It's just nothing in endless duration, also called in the teaching nihilo. The creation energy arose out of this nihilo from an impulse to human beings, an inexplicable energetic impulse. Through this arose the creation energy and all absolutum forms, and out of the last absolutum form the creation arose. The nihilo, respectively the nothing, and all absolutum forms, of which there are 7. exist absolutely timeless in the endless duration, respectively, in all eternity, and all timely in energy. The seven absolutum forms, the first form being the Sein absolutum, the second one the Soha absolutum, then the Super absolutum, Creations absolutum, Central absolutum, Ur absolutum, and the last one the Absolutus absolutum, Absolute absolutum. From this seventh absolutum was created the creation that we live in, the creation universal consciousness that we call our universe. However, this creation that we call our universe actually is a much grander construct than we imagine. According to our science, we live in a universe, but the teaching explains to us that the creation consists of seven universes, all existing together, like seven drops of different colored water in one glass. They all exist together, but are separated, different dimensions. And the human being of Earth lives in one of these universes of seven, one of these dimensions of seven. And the material universe that we live in, with all of the galaxies and planets and life forms and all the different things that we can observe, is a cosmos, is a material belt existing within seven belts, which constructs a universe in the creation, of which there are seven. And in each one of these seven universes or dimensions exists also countless dimensions of the past and the future. And this is really a massive construct. It's huge. So we just exist in a tiny one cosmos, one material belt of the entire thing. And the creation universal consciousness is said that this is one creational form, universe form or creation form that exists in the endless duration of the absolutum, and there exists 10 to the power of 49 different forms of creation. The creation that we know and that we are a part of and we live in is the lowest level on an evolutional path journey of the creation itself, evolving through 10 to the power of 49 different creational forms. And as well as that, how immense that actually is, when you consider it, the creation universal consciousness, the lowest one that has a material universe in that we live in, there are countless of these that exist in the entire being. So our creation universal consciousness is one of an absolute unimaginable number of creation universal consciousnesses that exist, that all have material belts and are on this path evolving through 10 to the power of 49 different forms until there's a emergence with the absolutum, and then continuation higher through all absolutum forms, and then into the being absolutum, and endlessly further. This is a really this is a huge teaching. This teaching points out these things that No earthly scientist has any idea of any of this yet. It's just immense. And really, it doesn't really matter in the sense of you don't really need to know this to live a good life, to be a good human being. However, I find it valuable for my own self, my own life, and my own understanding because it gives me a wide perspective. It gives me an overall perspective and it helps you to see that everything, all your problems and so on are literally just fleeting, passing occurrences. And there's really a far grander purpose of living and being, and it exists in all endlessness, and we're all a part of that. Now, so the origin of the creation energy is right in the very, very, very beginning, out of the nihilo. When we come back to here and now and being human, the creation energy form, when we talk about the creation energy form, one of the myriad types of creation energy forms that exist is one that enlivens the human being. And the creation energy form exists for the purpose of its own evolution into the creation universal consciousness, and it enlivens human beings and other life forms. All life forms are enlivened by the creation energy. And in fact, the creation energy is everything. Creation energy is everything that we can see. There's nothing that isn't creation energy. Everything's made out of creation energy. However, there is different grades of the creation energy. There's different forms and variations. For example, the creation energy types and forms that exist as, for example, rocks and plants or in animals are all integrated into the entire pool of creation energy in distinct levels, distinct realms. The human creation energy, the human beings, life power, life force, creation energy exists in this entire pool in a very specific, has a specific function, a specific purpose, and that is to enliven human life forms. And indeed, every single individual, every single person has their own creation energy located in the brain, the colliculus superior of the brain, and every individual creation energy form is solely and alone the form of that person. And then when that person passes on and dies, the creation energy goes back into its creation energy realm in the entire creation energy pool. And then that same creation energy form accumulates its impulses further, evolves further, and when a new human being in the future, a new fetus is born after the procreation act of a man and a woman, on the 21st day after conception, we learn from the teaching a new the creation energy form then enlivens a fully new human being, a fully new person, and this is referred to as reincarnation or rebirth. However, this is a little bit misleading because really the person doesn't reincarnate and isn't reborn. The person is only born once, and the creation energy itself isn't reborn as such. It just has a continued existence, and it enters again and again and again into new human beings. So in the creation energy teaching in this book by Billy Edward Albert Meier, we learn that for this there is no words in the earthly languages, not just the English language, but the earthly languages that are spoken on earth. there's no real words to describe the process of the transitioning of the creation energy from the material realm into the creation energy realm, backwards and forwards. There's no real word to describe this. Billy says that there's only symbols. So since time immemorial, human beings of Earth have spoken of reincarnation, rebirth, and in reality, it's a transitioning of the creation energy that is a continued existence. It doesn't die, it's immortal, and it is a energy storer, energy impulse accumulator over time, and the purpose is its evolution, for the creation's evolution. And in order for the creation energy to evolve, it enlivens human beings, powers their consciousness, and the human body houses the creation energy, which powers the body and powers the consciousness, and therefore also the thoughts, feelings, and actions of the human being. Through the living of the human being and through the journey of life, the human being inevitably thinks, feels, makes mistakes, has problems to solve, and life hurdles, etc., etc. There's just life. Life in general is the arena of learning for the creation energy through the human material consciousness block. And through the human being's learning, thinking, feeling, and so on, impulses are generated, certain quality of impulses that in the teaching is referred to as knowledge, wisdom, and these impulses are then stored in the creation energy, which then the creation energy works on further after the death of the human being, of the personality. And when that creation energy again enlivens a new human being in the future that really has nothing to do with the last human being as a person. When the individual, the personality that exists now, me, you, every human being in every life form, when that personality expires and passes on, goes the way of the mortal, that's the end of that personality. The next personality enlivened by the same creation energy is completely new person, completely new personality, and it's the neutral wisdom impulses, the impulse laden energy that the creation energy evolves by, that is brought over into the new personality, and that completely new, untainted, unburdened human being then continues anew the path of evolution with the ancient creation energy that has already enlivened countless personalities in the past. So this is just my understanding of the teaching. It's an incomplete understanding, and I just want to say that it's a subject matter that can't be covered in a short video, and anyone who's interested to learn more about the creation energy can learn from Billy Edward Albert Meier's books that one can purchase from FIGU website, the FIGU website. They're available in many different languages, and this is really where we can learn in detail about this, how this really works, and we can consider the teaching, think it through. There's nothing in this to believe. It's just a teaching, and every human being can accept it or reject it. There's no value in believing anything. But I think anyone who's really interested in learning and can basically in an unbiased, unprejudiced way study the teaching, we can learn a lot from this teaching. And The reason why I think it's important to have a basic foundation knowledge of the creation energy and its functioning and its purpose for our daily lives is I see often in life many people are quite without orientation. They don't really know why they live, they don't really know what to do, why they're suffering, or why they succeed. And it's almost like tapping around in the dark, not really knowing what to do. And therefore, many people have the goals in their life that they set for themselves are purely material to attain a higher level of material success, wealth, and everything else. Um, and then when this is achieved, if this is achieved, then there's still a sense of emptiness of why, what's the point? What's the point and all that? And for me, the understanding of the creation energy, what the creation energy is, in fact, it's everything. Nothing would exist without the creation energy. Um, it gives me personally a life orientation, an anchoring point in my own life, whereby I can then make good evolutive decisions, knowing that everything I learn in this life will be somehow stored in a neutral impulse related way to not only benefit my own life in this current existence, but then in the future when a new person is born and enlivened by the creation energy that today enlivens me, um, this will benefit the future personalities, and this is a selfless act. And it really will benefit the world of the future in some way. How we live today affects how the future unfolds. So, with that being said, I hope people can gain some insight and knowledge from this. And for today, Salome.